Minutes ago, I spoke with Florida Senator and Senate Budget Committee member Rick Scott. Senator Scott is also a member of the Senate DOJ caucus. Here is that interview. Senator, nice to see you, sir.
Greta, it's always great to see you, and thank you for all your hard work getting information out.
I'm trying my best. I'm certainly not perfect, but anyway, a lot of people don't like me. Anyway, you're on the DOJ caucus, and obviously that's the talk of the town, talk of the nation. One of the things that is being cut is USAID. And today I just read, or a short time ago, that that the president is only going to retain 290 of the over 10,000 employees, and I'm sure it's bloated. But what are we going to do about USAID to the world? Because we use it both because we are extremely decent people, helping people, but we also use it as leverage to try to help to make the world behave better.
Well, the way I look at what he's doing what he said he's going to do on the campaign. He was going to look at how we spend our money and make sure we spend it in the best interest of America. When I became governor of Florida back in January 2011, I actually did the exact same thing with the state budget. We went line by line, and we ended up with a purpose for every part of the budget. Every line of the budget, we had a purpose, 4,000 lines. If you look at what the president's doing, he's going through the budget and saying, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. How do we get a return? And how do we make sure the things we're investing in are actually doing what they said they're going to do? So I think he's doing the right thing. Marco Rubio on USAID, they're actually doing what what President Trump was elected to do.
Isn't it also saying, though, that Congress, both the Senate and House, has not been doing what it was elected to do because we do have so much bloat, have so much money unaccounted for. We don't even know where most of our money is going. So it is sort of dropped in the lap of this president to try to figure this out? Absolutely.
I've been up here 6 years. The oversight of Congress is pathetic. So we've in all of our committees, we've got to do a better job with oversight. The Democrats have been in charge for the last 4 years in the Senate, and when they're in charge, they won't do any oversight. So it's our responsibility to hold people accountable. No different than what happens to you in business. I'm a business guy. I had a board of directors. I had shareholders. They held me accountable. We have to do the exact same thing with the federal government, even if it's the same party, all right, as you are. You've got to say, that might be great, but you've got to do your job. And what I've watched since I've been up here, nobody gets fired. Nobody's held accountable. Nobody wants to look at how the money's being spent. That's got to change.
All right, the next big issue is whether there's going to be a single bill having to do with the number of things the president wants to do, or it's going to be several bills. The House would like to do one bill, and that's what the president's been meeting about all day long today, and the Senate would like to break it down into several bills. So what's your thought on the debate right now over whether it's one bill or two bills? Or more?
Well, I want to do whatever it's going to take to get the president's agenda accomplished. We've got to secure the border. We've got to continue. We've got to build our military. We've got to watch our spending. We've got to continue the Trump tax cuts. So we've got to do all these things. In the Senate, we're going to work on two bills right now. We'll be going to mark up next week in the Senate Budget Committee to do a bill that's focused on the border, focused on military spending to make sure we can do the things the president campaigned on. And then we'll do a separate bill in the Senate with regard to extend the Trump tax cuts. So that's what we're going to do. We'll see what the House wants to do, but I'm in for whatever it takes to get this done.
All right, you mentioned the defense bill, and talking about, you have the issue of spending money in the defense. It used to be rumors that practically people were walking away in other countries with, suitcases full of cash coming out of, our defense spending. So is Elon Musk, DOJ, the DOJ caucus going to also do oversight on how we spend our defense money?
I hope so, but that it's our job I'm on armed services. It's our job to make sure we watch how this money is being spent. Our new Secretary of Defense, I think, is absolutely committed to transparency and accountability. So I'm actually very happy that he's doing this. We need to be able to audit our defense budget, which we cannot audit under the Biden administration. They couldn't provide us an audit for the defense budget, so we've got to do that. We've got to get our secretaries confirmed of Army, Navy, all of our branches. So we get people in there to look at how every dollar is spent.
All right. Well, I hope that, as we cut through a lot of things, that we don't lose sight of the fact that, that American aid, though, when it's spent the right way, really serves the American people in many ways. Because, as I say, we're decent, good people, but it also allows us leverage to try to make the world a safer place for all of us, even here at home.
I agree with you.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.